Alright, what's up everyone? Before I go into full ramp mode, I'm going to show you this absolutely stupid clip, and then I'm going to rant about Season 8. What? Yo, what's up New World enjoyers? I still haven't been playing much of New World lately, but I had to come back and check out the Capture the Flag preview and some of the new perks. I haven't touched the world bosses or the OPR Barebones mode. I was watching J Odyssey in a 20-minute queue for Barebones and decided I didn't have the patience for that. Capture the Flag, however, was really fun during the small amount of time that we had it. I like the slightly less amount of people compared to OPR. 10v10 is a good amount of people. The map is really nice too. It's simple with 3 lanes, a bit of high ground and a bit of low ground, and not too spacious. The Capture the Flag mechanics are mostly fine. Apart from in one of my matches, a player by the name Skenderbot, you might already know where I'm going with this, was on our team and grabbed the enemy flag. Then he went to our flag, but instead of putting it back, he just hid behind a wall with a tank build and just never placed it. So he just griefed the game for like the other 19 people that were playing. So I'd argue that was not great. And pre-made teams after about 3 games of CTF were rife in that mode. They can dominate way harder than in Outpost Rush because there's like, you know, 20 players versus 40 players. A 5-man pre-made is going to be much stronger in the 20-player match. But I'd say overall, CTF was quite fun. I had a good time playing it. What I don't know how is, just like Coral Divide, it's going to take another 3 months for CTF to come back into existence. Or maybe we get 1 or 2 more preview weekends for 3 days. But I don't really know what they can do to improve this game mode really, apart from maybe not allowing pre-mades to queue into it. But this has its own problems, like casual friends not being able to play together, and let's be honest, AGS are not going to stop pre-mades from going into any mode. They haven't done it before, they're not going to do it going forwards. I think it's unlikely that any noticeable changes are made to CTF before it comes out properly, and I'd really like to just see it come out sooner. Coral Divide got officially released into Outpost Rush, and although I do quite like this map when the whole lobby isn't bunched up at Sun, the hype for it definitely died out from waiting 4 months for it. Performance is still really not great, but at this point New World just isn't optimized that well for its use case. Anything slightly detailed, filled with players doing PvP and using abilities, is going to feel quite bad unless you have the most Giga Chad PC ever. Or, you know, you're still going to notice desync on the server side of things, or you've mained New World for so long that your grasp on reality and what a smooth performing game feels like is so distorted that maybe I seem like I'm complaining about nothing. And if that's you, you got nothing to worry about. Now, having said that, I still really love PvP in this game when it works and it's not laggy. It feels so good playing Bow Rapier still. Even though it's so far away from meta that I would just accept someone laughing at my trash build. But it's my trash build. My trash build that I'm proud of and I enjoy playing. But with the new perks, I have made a few adjustments to it, which I will be showing and explaining towards the end of the video. So, to conclude my rant, Season 8, to me, isn't all that. The seasonal server is hardcore PvE focused server, which I am not interested in the slightest. I will not even make a character on there. The world bosses on all of the servers, I'm not really interested in. The spring event, any event, I'm not a fan of because it makes PvP desync worse. And usually we've already had the event like every year already with no meaningful changes. Coral Divide, which we've all seen, the hype for that is just gone. It's like we've had it for 2 years already somehow. I don't know how, but that's what it feels like to me. A few new perks, which was kind of interesting. One of them is super busted, the Sundering Stacks perk. Some other stuff I've probably failed to mention, but doesn't scream, wow, cool. But I really would like to hear from you what your thoughts on New World Season 8 is. Maybe I've missed something important, or this season provides a decent amount of value to some players. But yeah, I'm going to roll some of the clips I got since the start of Season 8. Enjoy! What? What the fuck? Oh, so close. Okay, it's been a while since I've done this, but I'm going to go over my gear, abilities, tree, and things like that. Since the Season 8, I haven't fully changed everything yet. I am working on making a Gorgonite Rapier with Shirking Lightning, Refreshing Move, and swapping Omni Evade for Sundering Stacks. But that's probably the only change that I'm going to make going forwards for, you know, for the foreseeable future. But anyway, with the gear. So my helmet, energizing evade shot, enchanted ward, shirking heals, featherweight with shirking heals, vital energy or vital synergy or whatever it's called, the stamina perk might actually be worth putting on here instead of shirking heals. I'm not really sure, it depends what you value most, and I haven't really looked into the perk all that much, so I'm just sticking with shirking heals for now. Gorgonite hand covers. So I've swapped out refreshing for omnidirectional evade, and I swapped out hasted vigor for potent alacrity, and then I got some legs with hasted vigor, shirking heals, and shirking energy, so I swapped to refreshing for hasted vigor there. I'm on 1 refreshing now. Boots, elemental aversion, shirking heals, pen rapid shot. On Boltcaster, I'm still using plagued crits. You pretty much always want Kingly Jagged or plagued crits on the bow for this perk right here. Hitting a bow with a debuff grants 5 stamina, which you're not going to get on like penetrating the empowered or something like that. Gorgonite Rapier, I've already shown you. I'll be swapping this to Sundering stacks when I have the prismatic ingots. Stoneform, Ankh with stamina recovery, even though it's kind of trash. I should probably put protection on this, but again, just like the shirking heals thing, I can't really be bothered. My Gorgonite ring is still the same, healing breeze, lightning damage, hearty. And Gorgon's earring, healthy toast, refreshing toast, regenerating. I think a lot of people would say take fortifying toast instead of healthy toast, especially if you're in medium or heavy. But I just prefer healthy toast. I've seen it save my life a decent amount of times. That little health while I'm like kiting around terrain and stuff. So I'm sticking with that. So that's my gear. Weapon mastery tree. I would swap debuff for if surrounded by 3 or more foes within 3 meters gain 20% haste. If I was playing OPR, I'd definitely use this one. And then yeah, this is all good. As for the rapier, this is what I'm using. You can use a variety of abilities here. You can go flurry, riposte, evade. You can go flurry, flesh, evade, flesh, flourish, and finish. You know, there's lots of different combinations you can do, but this is the one that I like the most. And if I were to swap to flurry, I'd need the weapon perk, Leeching Flurry, for the iframes and vulnerability frames to make it worth it and make sense. But for now, I'm happy with Flourish and Finish. And then attributes, we're running 410 dex, 25 intelligence, 25 focus, 152 con, and then plus 48 from roasted rabbit food to 200 con. And I think that's it. I'll definitely get some more clips once I get Sundering stacks on my rapier, but bow, it feels pretty awful to play unless you're against someone with light armor. But if they have light armor, there's a good chance their weapons are just like better than yours anyway. So you have to outplay them to win. Against medium heavy, bow feels basically useless. So it feels pretty bad to play. It does feel pretty bad to play. I'm not gonna lie, but it is my favorite like weapon loadout on this game. Like if I had to swap to Fire Staff or Sword and Shield Hatchet, I just wouldn't play the game. I kind of find it quite boring. No offense to any of you that play those builds. Like, you know, it's a preference thing. That's okay. But bow sucking this much is really unfortunate. I hope the devs buff it or do something, or like nerf medium or heavy armor or something, you know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and the clips and the build and all of that, and until next time, bye bye.